Now, South African Petroleum Company Petro SA says its latest acquisition of an equal split in the interest held by JNPC subsidiary Jubilee Oil Holdings Limited is structured in a manner that will yield mutual benefits for all partners involved in the deal. Ghana's Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, in May this year took a swipe at the JNPC board chairman Freddie Bly for offering Ghana's fields to South African company, insisting that the deal is not in the interest of Ghana as the nation will lose revenue. The minister further ordered Mr. Bly to withdraw the offer immediately. However, JoyNews is learning that the differences may have been ironed out, paving way for the Petroleum Company to now proceed with its commercial activities with an expected announcement of first oil production in September 2023. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Joy Blessed-Soga at the 15th BRICS Summit in Joburg, South Africa, Group Chief Executive Officer of Petro SA, Sandiswe Nkemani, noted that the South African firm is committed to the new partnership in Ghana.
Well, so the BRICS Summit is still underway in Johannesburg, South Africa, where a number of issues are on the table for discussion aimed at promoting growth and inclusive multilateralism across the world. It's the reason for which we have the leaders from Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa meeting here, all deliberating towards how the world could be a better place. But of importance to BRICS is a need for a new partnership with Africa and the need for Africa to industrialize. If that will happen, there's a need also for the continent to be powered, and energy is a critical sector that has come up in the discussions that are underway in this very building that you see right in the background. It's the reason for which we want to look at the operations of some of the actors across the continent, how they are investing significantly in energy and also attempting to collaborate with the private sector to power Africa, if we could use that expression. It's the reason for which I want to talk to the group CEO of Petro SA, Sandiswe, who has been monitoring the conversations here. They are also a critical stakeholder when it comes to powering and promoting energy across Africa. Sandiswe, greetings from Accra.
Thank you, and Akwaba.
How would you describe the engagement so far going on here in Johannesburg as part of the 15th BRICS Summit?
These are quite pivotal and I think very encouraging. For Petro SA in particular, where our mandate is anchored around security of supply in the energy sector, I think this is where we need to be. I think you've also highlighted the link to partnerships, and for Petro SA, strategic partnerships are at the core of our outlook in the short term into the long term. And I'll talk a bit more around how I see that in the context of the opening view you've shared. I think for one, as a South African entity, the partnerships that are unfolding through the BRICS countries, I think provide a strong lever. And provide a strong lever for us to meaningfully talk to the economic benefit or economic unlocking that the energy sector provides. And then we can expand that not just in the context of this country, but the region and continent at large. And I think it brings resonance to the after conversations. And a month or two back, I was actually in Accra. I attended the AfriExim annual conference where these discussions were in themselves highlighting how, as the continent, we need to find solutions that are apt and agile in our context. And I think, again, I see this linking in very well.
There are so many connections. We'll the specifics about Ghana, how you are helping out. What we need to look at. Energy is of immense need. You go to Ghana, there's obviously the concern about how continue to generate more power and ensure sustainable supply. Here in South Africa as well, you have your own unique situation. Looking at the broader conversation and the fact that there's an opportunity here through BRICS, how will this alliance help to solve Africa's energy needs in the context of, or perhaps the story of Petro SA?
Okay, absolutely. So maybe let me talk about the story of Petro SA. So we are an integrated company, a strong presence in the exploration and production upstream, capacity in production through the refining facilities we hold in Mossel Bay. And in our strategy in the immediate term, we are focusing on growing and expanding our downstream business, which talks to really ensuring that in the immediate term we can make product available, various mix of products, but also supporting various sectors. I don't want to lose sight of the fact that we remain endowed in terms of the indigenous value we have resources, right? And I think it's important to highlight it because for Petro SA, the gas economy is quite central. And so the discussions that are underway for us need to tie back into all those elements. And we need to also think of it in the context of an energy transition, an inclusive, just energy transition. Resonate. Also mentioned another space we are focused on is the aviation sector. Aviation fuels going forward. Your question is, how do we see these partnerships advancing the Africa agenda? Petro SA, we've gone and we've identified various countries we believe would unlock our going into the. We're doing that in conjunction with a clear strategy that says we have an expansion plan into the rest of the country. And I think it's leverage each of those partnerships to ensure that the economies of scale able to Ghana as a region are what we utilize as Africa. And additionally, in terms of our own master plans, can of existing know-how. And lastly, I want to mention that there is also a global and how and ensure a supply of the continent itself.
Interesting times ahead, I believe. But talking about some of these partnerships, you've been also trying to expand your frontiers in terms of your operations, and part of it comes to our doorstep in Ghana. Initially, you were having some challenges going through. What do you have to say about the story of Petro SA now, the status in Ghana? Have you succeeded in getting through to one of the oil fields?